Hello everyone. Today we'll learn how to use comparatives and superlatives. Comparative adjectives. We use comparative adjectives to compare two people, two things, or two animals. Now, how do we form a comparative? Let's compare, for example, we want to compare two cities. Here we have Casablanca. We know that Casablanca is big and Khouribga is small. So if we want to compare the two cities, we're going to say Casablanca is bigger than Khouribga. Another example, we want to compare these two basketball players. So Kevin is tall, but Greg is short. If we want to compare the two basketball players, we can say Kevin is taller than Greg. Now, how do we form a comparative adjective from a short adjective? So like the example of big, small are short adjectives. In general, we have the adjective, we add er plus than. Example, small, smaller than. But there are some rules about the spelling. First rule, when we have adjectives ending in E, like the adjective wide, we add R. Example, wide, wider than. B, short adjectives ending in a short vowel plus a single consonant. What do? We double the last consonant. Example, if we have the adjective big, look, it is short. We have one vowel and one consonant. So we double the last consonants. We have bigger than. Another example, hot, hotter than. We move to C, adjectives ending in Y. Example, like ugly, easy. We take out the Y and we change it to an I plus ER. So example, ugly, uglier than, easy, easier than. So look at the Y here is changed to an I plus ER. We move to another example. Now we want to compare two mobile phones. We want to compare the price. So iPhone costs 10,000 dirhams and Nokia 300 dirhams. Of course, here we have expensive and cheap. If we want to use cheap, we will say Nokia is cheaper than iPhone. So cheap is a short adjective. So we have cheap plus ER, cheaper. But if we want to compare using the adjective expensive, of course it will be heavy to say expensiver. So here the rule, we can't use ER. So how can we compare? We say iPhone is more expensive, so the comparative here, than Nokia. So what is the rule when we have a long adjective? So for long adjectives, meaning we have two syllables or more, we have more plus adjectives plus than. Example, if I have beautiful, so I say more beautiful than. If I have comfortable, more comfortable than, because the adjective is long. Now, there are exceptions, of course. We have irregular adjectives. Some adjectives have irregular comparative form, meaning we can't use the ER plus than. Example, good, the comparative form is better. Bad, the comparative form is worse, and far, the comparative form is further. Example, reading books is better than playing video games. So better here is from the adjective good. Okay, now we move to superlative adjectives. Why do we use superlative? We use superlative adjectives to compare three or more people, things, and animals. In the comparative, we compare only two people or two things, but here we have superlative, we can compare more than one people. Let's go to Casablanca. We want now to compare Casablanca to the whole of Morocco. In Morocco, so we say that Casablanca is the biggest city in Morocco. So what is the rule? Another example, we have a giraffe, elephant, and a sheep. So a giraffe is the tallest animal in the world. So the adjective tall, here we use the superlative. Now, how do we form a superlative? Let's look at the rule. Rule also here for short adjectives. In general, we have the plus adjective plus est or est. So small, the smallest. Big, the biggest. So spelling rules, if you have an adjective ending in E, we have the plus adjective plus est. Example, wide, the widest. So already we have the E, we add only st. Short adjectives ending in a short vowel plus a single consonant, we double the last consonant, like big, the biggest, hot, the hottest. So the last consonant here is G and here is T. Adjectives ending in Y, we take out the Y and we add iest. Example, ugly, the ugliest, easy, the easiest. Now look at this example. We want to compare a car to all the other cars. Now we are not comparing only two cars, we are comparing one car to a lot of cars. So Bugatti here is an example. We know that Bugatti is very expensive. We want to compare it to other cars. So we're going to say Bugatti is the most expensive car in the world, because expensive here is a long adjective. So what is the rule for all long adjectives? Long adjectives, meaning we have 2 syllables or more, we use the most plus adjective. Example, beautiful, the most beautiful. Comfortable, the most comfortable. Irregular adjectives also for superlatives. Some adjectives have irregular superlative form. Example, good is the best. Bad, the worst. Far, the furthest. Example, Arabic is the best, so the best is the superlative from good, is the best language in the world. So here we are comparing Arabic to all languages of the world. Now let's move to practice. Look at this exercise. Complete the sentences with comparative or superlative adjectives. So here we have 7 sentences, and we have the adjective between brackets. You should decide whether to use a comparative form or a superlative form. Of course, you can stop the video to do the exercise. Now we move to the correction. Spain is sunnier. So here we have sunny. Sunny is a short adjective. And we have then, we are comparing Spain to Britain. And here we have a Y. So we can change the Y to an I plus ER. Number 2, Ifran is colder than Zagora. Of course, comparing here 2 cities. And the adjective is short adjective. Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Here we are comparing Everest to all the mountains of the world. So we use a superlative here. Silver is cheaper than gold. In my opinion, English is easier than maths. Here we have a question. Intelligent is a long adjective, so we use a superlative. Here we use the most. What is the most intelligent animal in the world? The last one, action films are the best for me. So the superlative for good here is the best. Thank you for watching, and see you in another lesson.